Slide change. And phone else. Madam, you said mute the button. అది కాదు ల్యాప్టాప్ మ్యూట్లో పెట్టండి. ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది సౌండ్? అది ఆపండి. ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆపండి. ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఒక్కసారి మీ వాల్యూమ్ కట్ చేయండి.
Whatever goes in India, it goes everywhere in the world. And they started comparing each other children, and they had some heated exchange of words. And this lady had done a lot of cooking over the last 2 days, okay? But she forgot to take the metoprolol tartrate 3 consecutive doses because she had a lot of guests. Very important piece of information. That's what I was looking for. What medication she is taking, what is the habit of this girl, and why this blood pressure went up. Now you can talk to your pharmacology professors and they will tell you what metoprolol tartrate is there. It's a beta blocker. Beta blocker will control the rhythm of the heart, and that's the way they control the blood pressure. They slows your heart down. Now this lady has not taken that medication for 3 days. She had an argument in the family, so she was agitated. So after she talked to the technicians, and we gave her 16 ounces of coconut water. And what I was hoping from my hospital experience that let me find out if I can get some water out of her body because coconut contains extra potassium. It's like a Gatorade. I don't know they sell Gatorade in India or not, but it is like a sports drink. And I said by giving her some extra potassium, she is going to go to the bathroom, and if I take the blood pressure again, she might feel better. The next slide, please. So by that time, the 15 minute is over. She went to the bathroom, she came back, and when she was returning from the restroom, I could see that her face was a little bit smiling. I can see the redness going down. And I can see that the way she was walking was not very brisk. She was walking slowly. When she sat down on the chair next to me, she said, how are you? I said, oh, that's good. Finally, she's coming, it's helping her. So I had instructed Isha that why don't you pick up some medication from the pharmacy and I'm going to give her one tablet right now, you know. But I also asked her that before I checked her blood pressure, I said, can you take 5 deep breaths in from your right nostril and take it out from your left nostril? You know, just like doing the pranayam. And that can, help the blood pressure. She did that.
Unclinical.
And she was smiling at that time. I measured the blood
Mm.
pressure. It came down to 150 over 87.
Mm.
Still, it is high. Okay. So you can see how the whole situation was
Now, if you
handled.
want, you can tell anyone to see in the YouTube.
The patient felt good that somebody took care of them. I think somebody's mic is on. The next slide, please. Somebody's mic is on. What I like to emphasize to all of you is this: there are 5 different things I did. My job was not over just because she went home. I had to write an email to the doctor explaining what I did with his patient, because that patient came to me because the prescriber asked him, wrote a prescription for her, and I took care of that patient. So I wrote an email that such and such thing happened, your patient was here, this is the date of birth, and I have done this thing, and we sent the patient home. But at that time, I took the opportunity to ask the doctor that this patient is in the habit of not following the directions, and sometimes she is late in picking up either her medication from the pharmacy, or sometimes she forgets to take the medication. So the best thing for her is to take metoprolol succinate 100 milligram extended release tablet by mouth once in the morning, so she doesn't, this kind of things will happen. And I said to the prescriber, so we are the link between doctor and the patient. You do not have to find doctor's fault that why he did not give this medication before. Doctor is looking for a guidance from you that how you can help him to make the patient's health better. Now, if this patient, I had to do all of this thing. As soon as the first blood pressure check come, I can call the ambulance and I can send the patient to the emergency room. Maybe I would have done that if the patient was taking catapres, clonidine, because clonidine has got a very serious hypertensive crisis, because then the patient needs to be monitored overnight. But since it was a metoprolol tartrate and I could manage it, that's the reason I did not send her. Now, the minimum charges to go to hospital in America is that $200 for the ambulance services. To go to the hospital and do a triage, another $500. If they assign you a bed, that is another $750. Doctor is not going to touch you till they do all the laboratory tests. So that's another $2,000. They have to put the IV, because once you are in the emergency room, you are in the hospital. Suppose something happens, you have to have an open line. You have to have some large volume going as a TKO, just a drip by drip. So something happens that they can treat you. The bill will be $7,000, because how many people got involved? Somebody has had to drive the patient to the hospital. Somebody had to go and do the triage. There is a nurse there. Somebody has to take the vital sign. Somebody has to come from the lab and do the things. These all could be avoided if the pharmacist get involved. Do you want to do that? Then you're in the right business. So there are multiple function you can do in a community connect program. The next slide, please. Now, during me having the several pharmacies, I came across lot of examples. A very famous example I can tell you is birth control pill and antibiotics. There is nothing wrong in taking birth control pill. It's not that everybody doesn't want to make a baby. It's not like that. It's a woman's rights. I support it. Sometimes people take birth control pill, especially ladies, to regulate their period because man never gets a period. So they don't know about it. So sometimes they make a joke. But every 3 weeks they have to go on cycle. Now I had an incident that a lady called me at the pharmacy and they said she would like to pick up the birth control pill, and I said you are early, you are 2 weeks early. He says no, I'm going on a vacation, so I just want to be cautious that I do not run out because we will be back in 3 weeks. So I had to call the insurance company and give her an override, that she had a genuine reason. Then all of a sudden, I see a prescription from the doctor's office that this lady needs an antibiotic. Now her husband was going to pick up the medication. Now what happened is that this prescription was from a dentist because she was supposed to take one tablet 4 times a day or one capsule 4 times a day for next 10 days until gone. So when I'm looking at this thing, the same name. So I made a circle on that and I told the technician that when this patient comes, I need to talk to them, you know, because we fill the medication and then we put it in a bag and they come and pick up the bag. The husband came to pick up the bag. Now I need to explain to him. So how do I start the conversation? So I said, I talked to your wife and congratulations, you guys are going on vacation. I have filled the birth control pill, but it looks like that she has got some toothache, and doctor has given her some antibiotics. But I would suggest very strongly that since you are on a vacation, try to use an alternate method of contraceptions. So I was not going to tell him that go and pick up a condom, but I had to break the news to him in a nice way that this medication is a prescription for pregnancy. Because the effectiveness of the antibiotic goes down, effectiveness of the birth control pill goes down by 17%, no matter what antibiotics you take. And I'm quite sure that everybody has a right to plan their family life. Uh, I'm going to give you a couple of other examples, and I think Dr. Anantha will tell you about that. Simvastatin. You know what is simvastatin? That is one of the medication for reducing cholesterol. Simvastatin is the world's largest overprescribed medication. One of the largest. Atrovastatin. There are 4 different kind of simvastatins. Okay, atrovastatin and prevastatin and things like that. I can tell you 10 to 1, and Anantha will tell you when he speaks about it. Within 6 weeks, you will have a leg cramp by taking simvastatin. Look at your second B farm, your Krebs cycle and biochemistry and all. ADP to ATP conversion. You know how you get the energy. That's where simvastatin kills the coenzyme Q10.
It's
So
okay.
you get
Just
lethargic
working
and you get a
live
leg
stream
cramp.
disturb అవుతుంది.
Magnesium supplement is very important for any kind of a leg cramp. The magnesium glycinate works a lot better. Sometimes you can take a magnesium citrate liquid. Epsom salt is magnesium citrate. You can make a liquid of it, soak your foot into that, you will feel a lot better. These are the things pharmacists should know. Now, if you tell this thing to the people, they will appreciate that. With every antibiotic, we should give a probiotic. You know, I always told my customer, young or children or anybody, as soon as they get probiotics, I ask them to eat some curd and rice. Now, if you are in the, I don't know where is your college, is it in southern India, southern part of India? Curd and rice is the most preferred food, for every South Indian. Yeah, that will help because the antibiotic doesn't know they are going to kill what organisms. They will kill the good one and they will kill the bad one too. So it is helpful so they do not get a diarrhea. I can go on and go on like this thing, but time is the constraint. I start talking around 10 o'clock, it's around 10:45, and Anantha is also to talk. The next slide, please. There are a lot of things you guys, I like pharmacognosy. That's my love right now. I study a lot of herbal things. Moringa leaves, I don't know what you call it in your part of the world, but we call it moringa here. I grow moringa plant in my backyard. I grow aloe vera gel. If you have got a diabetic population, Sri Dhanya millet. The guy got a Padma Shri. You know, he's from Hyderabad. I have talked to him. Uh, you cannot change people habit overnight, but you need to know your patient. If they are eating a rice eating population, ask them to mix up the millet, half and half. Try put some protein in their diet. Now, how can you do this thing if you do not go to their house? Now, you don't have to do all this thing for free. If you go to their house, you can say you visit one person twice a month. Look at their all the medications in the house, make a medication profile, give it to them, tell them which medication is what, tell them how to take it, and adjust their diet. They will love you for it. People do want some help when they are sick. You will be surprised when I talked about medicine assessment center. I have got some medicine assessment center. I have got some literature. I will send it to him. Take a look at it. Why can't people come to your school? And they ask you. People ask me that where are we going to find the patients? You don't have to go anywhere to find the patient. If you have got 100 students in your college, ask 100 students to write a medication profile for their family, their parents. Bring it to the school, you check it out, and you tell them what are the drug interaction. You don't have to create a drug interaction. You can do the real life thing. And once the people know about this thing, they will come to your college by itself. I live on a street here called Header Drive. Everybody here knows that I'm a pharmacist. I have got a person who is 104 years old,
కొంచెం బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్
you go, lives right across me. There is a light there. He is under hospice care end of life. His children lives, I think, 15 minutes away by car. There is a nurse who takes care of it. But anything happens, they will come to my house and will say that this is what happened to Mr. Yugo. You have to let people know. Once you put your step out of your house, everybody should know you are a pharmacist. That's called love. It's good for your social life, man. A whole street should know that you go to the pharmacy school. You can help them so much. Thank you so much.
Mahadev.
I'm sorry I took 5 minutes more. The next slide, please. Is there a next slide? Oh, yeah. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Control the controllable and make lots of money. If anybody has got any questions, Dr. Malik has got my phone number. I do like people having a PhD. I do like people having a MPharm. But all the assistant professors, you can make some extra money just by helping people. You have got a pharmacy knowledge. Try to go out and help the community. So avoid the unnecessary admission to the hospitals. People cannot just live inside the hospital. They have to come out within 4 days. You know, Otherwise, they will start picking the infection. There is no such thing as a Pharm D for the hospital and B Pharm for the industry and diploma for the store. Everybody has to work together and make the things better. We are not here to find the mistakes of the doctor. We are here to make the medication therapy better by helping the doctor so their patients can get better. If you want to do that, sky is the limit. There is a person in Hyderabad. I think his name is Tilak Gajanan or something like that. Madov's Pharmacy. He writes a prescription label for each one of his patient in Telugu language. Everybody doesn't know English. A prescription label can be written in their local languages. Imagine if you write a prescription label for a lady who is 75 years old and is sitting in a one corner in a house or just sleeping on a bed, how much you are helping them. Everybody would like if you ask them how do they feel. Thank you so much. Good luck to you. And any questions, Dr. Malik has got my number. Please send me the WhatsApp and I will answer you because it's almost 11 o'clock here. Thank you. Namaskara. I'm done.
Yes, thank you, Mahadev, sir. So now we'll keep the Q&A session after Anantha Naik Nagappa sir's session also. Now I would like to invite Nagappa sir to start his session.
One thing, if they have got a question answer for me, send me in a WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, because it's almost 11 o'clock midnight here. If it is okay with Nagappa, I will retire. Anantha, is it okay if I take off? Yeah, let Dr. Nagappa speak, okay?
Hello, hello.
Yes,
You
sir.
Dr.
unmute me.
Nagappa,
Now,
I'm done. So,
yeah, okay, sir. Good night. Very nice
yeah,
explanation.
you take all the questions, okay?
I'll take up. I'll take up.
Okay.
Okay.
And Dr. Malik, thank you very much. Your Madam Principal, thank you so much. And I see a lot of name here, but I'm not familiar with it. But thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir.
Namaskara.
Mahadev, sir.
Okay, sure. Sure.
Nagappa sir, can I share your slides?
Yeah, yeah, we can start. If you say yes, I will start. Okay. Good afternoon. This I started in 2006 when I was in BITS Pilani. So we have a hospital called as Birla Public Hospital, and then we have a medical center also. And then in the evening, I was doing my professorship there. So I used to go to the hospital in the evening and call the interested students to join me in giving health awareness to the public. So I went on doing like that, and then I moved to Manipal in 2007 or 8, and then we first thing I did is we registered a society called as Association of Community Farms of India. Under this banner, we are conducting these webinars all across the country, 400 program of ours. So we are why we are doing this is because I have we have come across the public is not getting the quality of life after even though spending money in medicine. Healthcare system is not complete unless we put a community pharmacist there. So please understand that. And then can I have the next slide, please?
Hmm.
Can you please change the slide, madam?
గట్టిగా వస్తుంది అక్కడ స్ట్రీమింగ్ అయితే బాగానే ఉంది ఇక్కడ రావట్లేదు.
Yeah, you move on. I don't want to spend time on this. You already know about. So can you roll down the slides and come to the, yeah, not this also. Yeah, not this also. Yeah, roll on. Yeah, I would like to talk about the law, the legislature, Pharmacy Practice Regulation 2015. You have to roll on, madam. You have to change the slides fast. Come to the thing. Yeah. No, not this. Yeah, this is the. Yeah, no, go to the previous slide. This is the law enacted
వచ్చిందా?
in our country in 2015 January. It is the Pharmacy Practice Regulations 2015, and then we have also started a program in 2008, Form D. So it started with pharmacy students, and I was also in the Manipal at that time. So it was the as the went on. The pharmacy practice regulations was enacted in 2015. We are in 2014, almost 9 years left. Nothing has started. Law is there, provision is there, pharmacists are there. Nobody is taking interest in that. So, yeah, and it is not nobody needs it. Everybody who uses it needs it because aspirin to Zerovit, all drugs carry a risk. All drugs carry a risk, and they need to be put in the therapeutic window. If it exceeds the therapeutic window, it is going to cause harm. If it is below the therapeutic window, it is not going to act. Despite of knowing this, we are going to neglect this because our somehow our public and our healthcare system, our regulators are not interested because we are living in a product centric market, not the patient centric market.
No, actually,
So the product centric market, what happens? So the product is made into glorifying this thing, and then there is a huge brand appeal, a brand name created, marketing team, and they are visiting doctors in and out, and then they are telling that doctor, you prescribe our medicine, and the doctors also after seeing so many pressures from the medical representatives, he has because he has no accountability what he does in our country. That also is a boon for them. So they will go on writing prescriptions. So what happens ultimately to the patients? Who are these patients? Patients are you and me only. My father, my mother, my kids are the patients, and they have been put into consume medicines whether it is required or not. Please, friends, health is different, medicine consumption is different. And no one in the world will get a good health by consuming a lot of medicine. So we have to think seriously about this and then bring the pharmacy practice into action. Can I have the next slide, please? No, next slide. Yeah, yeah. In they define the pharmacy practice. The pharmacy practice means it is the interpretation, evaluation, and implementation. Please remember these three terms: interpretation, evaluation, and implementation. So, interpretation of what? The prescription comes to a pharmacist has to interpret by interaction with the patient and understand the patient knowledge and his understanding about the consumption of medicine, disease, and all the things we must make it clear. And then after making it, you have to make an evaluation. What this patient actually needs, whether he has understood how to use the medicines or not, whether he is there are some special precautions to be taken while using the medicines. Already Mahadev Bhatt has highlighted so many things. So those points also we must presume and make a care plan. A care plan is prepared and it is implemented. Care plan is implemented by explaining to the patient all these things. And this is what the pharmacy practice means: interpretation, evaluation, and implementation. Then the participants in the dose and drug and device selection. See, who has prepared the drug? You all know that pharmacists are responsible for doing a research and bringing a molecule into the market, isn't it? Whether it is industry or anyone, but it is the pharmacists have done it. So these pharmacists are knowing in and out of the drug. They know everything about the drug. And the medical devices also, they also are also part of the pharma industry only. So who has to select? A learned representative of the profession of pharmacy has to help the doctor in selection of the drug and devices. Here what's happening? The medical representatives are pressurizing the doctor to write more and more medicine. As a result of it, what's happening? So this function is not being done. Although the law has said that a pharmacist has to participate in drug and device selection, it is not happening. And also everywhere you can't find the nurse available, and the administration, drug administration also, we have the authority. So this law provides us to practice pharmacy and also participate in and help the doctor and nurse. Can I have the next slide, please? So, the code of pharmacy ethics. See, ethics is very easily said, and students get boring while we talk about ethics. But in practice, they play a major role. Today, we are not recognized in the public health. Today, we don't know who is the pharmacist. Such a situation has come because we are not following the ethics. We are joining in the product-centric market and we are selling more and more products to earn more and more margin of profit. So is it the responsibility to earn the livelihood by selling margin of profit? I am going to question you. See, I have seen world across my career. I have traveled across 25 countries, and in most of the developed countries, even the developing countries also, they have identified a pharmacist as a healthcare professional. Here, what has happened? You go to a medical shop. He is the person sitting there is not a pharmacist. He is a pseudo pharmacist. What he does, he will go on giving the product by dispensing, by getting a doctor treat. That's all. His job is nothing more than that. So as a result of it, what happens? The people are questioning, why we have to do B-Pharm? Why is there should be registration of pharmacy? What is the necessity of this? And these are all things happen due to our own inaction and not caring for our own patients. So I remember my father. The people, some good people are also. My father also was a pharmacist, and he was running a pharmacy. And in those times, 1955 around, so the government of Karnataka called the advertisement as the pharmacists were not available, and it was finding a lot of pharmacy to be opened across the state. So they called a 3 weeks training, and then they asked the people who has got just knowledge about English can come and avail that program, and they will be given license to open a medical shop. So many applicants from various parts of the Karnataka went there and did a 3 weeks training, and then they came back and they started a medical shop. So after starting a medical shop, then in 3 weeks, how can you learn pharmacy? You must understand. Also, diploma also was not there. In 1955, I'm talking. So then what happened? The people, they started. But however, some people were very, very knowledgeable and very, very God-fearing people. And then one of them, my father was there. So he used to keep anti-snake venom by Hopkins, which was costing 500 rupees. In 1963, I started going to medical shop, and then I saw that my father used to keep that Hopkins anti-snake venom. And people used to come in the night, and my father was alone, keeping in that region, and that medicine. And then there was no 500 rupees was a very big amount in those times. And then my father he kept it because it's a life-saving drug. So many villagers used to come in the night and knock the door of our home, and then my father used to go there and took out the injection and give the
Sorry, sir.
medicine to the people. But
Sorry, sir.
it had a different impact. The society got him as a very good person and a good pharmacist. And then, so like that, he made the ethics fulfilled. And then, what happened to him? See, he went on doing goodness, and then how he equipped with the knowledge of medicine, with 3 weeks training. He did not stop. He was knowing that there is no other go. He must learn about the medicine, what he is dealing with it. So what he did is, the medical representatives used to visit the doctor, and they used to detail their product to the doctors, and also they used to come to medical shop to see that I have detailed these things. You keep this medicine. So my father befriended with them, most of them, and then he asked them to explain what did he explain to the doctors, and they would be happy to give a detailing lecture to my father. So in that way, within 3 years, my father was an expert in all the medicines what he was dealing with. So this is the way I'm telling you. Although he did not get in 3 weeks, in 3 years, he learned most of the medicines he was dealing with. So this how went on, and then I want to tell you why I took my example of my father is, my father went on doing this business, and he became popular and more rich, and he became a super chemist like that. And then he wanted to diversify. He diversified into the fertilizers and all other things, and he lost focus on the pharmacy. So in this world, rule is there: which goes up has to come down. My father has to come down. Means he suffered heavy losses and was in the almost at the brink of poverty, means bankrupt. So now my father remembered how he became rich. Then he remembered his medical shop. Then he went to medical shop. There he found that nothing also is remaining because the French the competitors have made him that he become bankrupt. The planned event. Then what happened? Then when he stood in the medical shop, the people in an area, a small community, and they observed that so this person is a good person. Now he is having trouble. He has helped us in so many ways, in so many times. So let us go to his medical shop and look whether he has got that medicine, and then we'll buy it from him only. If it is not available, then we'll go to next shop. Like that, every person in the community, caste, creed, nothing mattered. Everyone came to my father's shop and then took the medicine, and within no time, he reviewed his economic situation by the help of the support of the community. So please, friends, why I said about community is a silent observer, and it is observing what are you doing, whatever person you are. So if you do good to the people, goodness will come to you when you need them most. So that's how the community pharmacy, the community, you can't say that it is silent. Whatever we do inside, people not don't have that idea.
వీళ్ళు ఎందుకు
People
మేడం
will be
నన్ను సాగు
observing
కొడుతున్నారు?
and they will be making assessment and they will be uh, selecting you in case you match their standards. Now coming to the next slide.
ఎందుకు మేడం ఊరుకున్నాను?
Can you please change the slide, madam? Please change the slide, madam. So, I am happy to tell you here that there is a provision in the law of pharmacy practice regulations to charge money for the services you provided. You know, how many of you are knowing that in the USA, in the Canada, and in the Australia, they are highly paid professions. Community pharmacists, the medical shop working as a community pharmacist, they are earning in Canada 5 lakhs per annum. Sorry, 5 lakhs per month. Sorry, it is like that. And in Australia, the government itself is paying 15 or 18 Australian dollars for every intervention a pharmacist makes. So my classmate Sridhar Bhatt works in Perth, and he has told that in the Australia they have made a new law that the patient interaction is more important. In USA also insurance companies also pay. In Canada government also pays, and it is the because it is required. The explanation of the pharmacist is very vital. That's why they are paying so much of money investing in health, because it can prevent hospital visits. It can prevent a serious condition of a patient. You know, all these things the government they themselves have realized,
అది నా
and they
ప్రాబ్లం కాదండి,
have
అది నా మిస్టేక్ కాదు.
supporting the pharmacists like that in their country. And pharmacists also not interested in selling more medicine. They are more interested in the health of the public. So they look at the health and then whether it is required or not, then only they will allow the. And if there are any issues they come across, they immediately call back the prescriber, and then prescriber also cannot behave like this because there is
లేదు,
a
ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం,
documentation
ఇక్కడ బాగా వస్తుంది.
and they want the explanation why this treatment was given, because lawyers are already
ఇక్కడ
there
బాగా
waiting
వస్తుంది.
in the
ఇక్కడ
queue.
ప్రాబ్లం.
So all these things have
ఈ
developed their
టీవీకి
system into
ఎక్కువ
a
ఇంటర్నెట్ కావాలి.
foolproof or a better
లేదు,
system in which people are not used as guinea pigs and people are not made to consume
ఇక్కడ
drugs,
వస్తుంది,
and
యూట్యూబ్లో మంచిగా
all
వస్తుంది.
these
ఇక్కడ
hazards are
రాదు.
not there in the public. Can I have the next slide, please? So usually we have 1 lakh of populations in our country. So and then it goes on, and then the industry is very strong, and then it is lobbying every doctor, government, everywhere, and then it is seeing that its products, whatever it manufactures, should be consumed by the public. So overutilization is very much rampant in our society, and underutilization also is there. Some people are not interested in using medicine. They are scared of their own belief system. They won't utilize, and then they'll fall into sick, and then when they are seriously ill, then they will. So when you have got 1 lakh public, 1 lakh
అయిపోయింది ఆల్రెడీ.
medicines out of
మార్నింగ్
800 molecules, there can be a therapeutic duplication. It's a serious problem in our therapeutics. Lot of drugs are duplicated. Means, see, if the doctor writes medicine called as polypharmacy, if you check the contents, you will come across that it is duplicated several times,
ఇద్దరికి మెన్షన్
and sometimes it exceeds the minimum toxic dose. So we have to check now in this formulation this paracetamol is there, in this formulation paracetamol is there, in this formulation paracetamol is there. So we have to count on and then tell the doctor that see these are the things which are there. So you can reduce the paracetamol because it is more than every drug has to be done like that only. and then the other things like drug interactions, and so can I have the next slide, please?
Next slide.
So next slide, please.
Next.
So now, if the pharmacist does not do his job in proper manner, law has a provision to punish also. Can you come to the next slide, please? Yeah, no, I've finished this. You please come to the next slide, please.
మొత్తం 55 slides.
Yeah. The next slide, please.
ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా 15 లోనే ఉన్నారు.
Next slide, please. So here is an interesting case wherein one of my students from Pune has done an excellent work as home medication review. She came from Kathmandu University, and then she's from India, from Pune. She wanted to do a project, second year pharmacy practice there in MPharm in Kathmandu University. So she came to me, and then I told her that you have to visit you should give the home medication review. Means she has to go and visit the patient's home and find their medication and list their medication profile, and then find out what exactly the medicines they are taking and what is the outcome of the treatment. See, we don't question the outcome of the treatment. BP patients are there, they are being prescribed and they are consuming, and monitoring nobody does. Doctor doesn't have time to do it. Nurse also cannot do it because she is restricted to clinical settings. And in home medication review, we have to do the day-to-day. So a patient, you have to visit at least fortnightly once. The home medication. We used to go on Sunday. We are having a free time. Half day we should dedicate it. So every Sunday, myself and students used to visit the patient's home and look at their prescriptions and interpretation, evaluation, and implementation. We used to do it as per the law before it came into this. We have done it before 2015. So can I have the next slide, please? So she did a project, and in that she found that the after pharmaceutical care, the quality of life of the diabetic patient improved significantly, and she measured it by using a ADQIL. ADQIL is a audit of quality control or quality of life of diabetic patients, and she got permission from the UK, and then she was given permission and she did it. And after that, she went to Pune and run a clinic called as the Pharmaceutical Care Clinic or Pharmaceutical Care Center, wherein she went to doctor and told that I am a pharmacy practice person and I'm going to give monitoring of your patients, sir. Please refer. And many doctors in Pune, they have agreed, and she was running the skill. And now, after some time, she has other responsibilities. So then she started her own business. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Now, these are the pharmaceutical care cards. Our association has made it, wherein on the first page, on the front page, we give the patient details, medication profile, and all these things. Next slide, we will measure their. Next slide, please. Next slide, we measure the BP, BMI, and the sugar levels, and leave it to the patient's home. So next time, every fortnight when you go there, we'll measure and enter this. Can I have the next slide, please? Can I have the next slide, please?
Which year?
So next slide, please. So this is the care cycle. This is how the pharmacy practice should be done, implemented. So patients receiving or requiring the pharmaceutical product or service, they will come to the pharmacist, and in the step 1, same thing, interpretation, evaluation, and implementation cycle is followed.
40-50 members
And
failed.
then the patient explained with that, and then the patients are asking feedback after 1 week, after 10 days, after 15 days, and then the patient will come back, and then he will check he will check monitor the condition, and he will find that. And also he will take the feedback, how he is feeling and all these things. And if it is not working out, if medicines are not working out, if the treatment is not working out, then he will immediately try to understand with his knowledge why the medicine, why the treatment is not working, and then he will segregate the problem into doctor's problems, nurses' problems, and the pharmacist problems. Drug issues, pharmacist he can resolve, and the nurse's problem and doctor's problem we will refer back. So, what are the types of drug problems one come across? This is from a FIP WHO Pharmacy Practice Book Handbook published in 2004. So, can I have the next slide, please? So, I want this case to be read aloud by one of the participants. Can you please ask, madam, one male voice and one female voice? Then I will explain about this.
Madam, reading out.
Anybody who can unmute it. This case has to be read. Explanation I will give it upfront by two persons. Same case has to be repeated. Please, anybody can volunteer and read it.
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah.
Mrs. W, a 53-year-old woman, has had gastrointestinal acid-related disorder (GODS) diagnosed by endoscopy. Mrs. W has a history of asthma, hypertension, and duodenal ulcer (DU). Her current drug therapy includes imidazolpine 10 mg in the morning, salbutamol inhaler 2 puffs as required, piclotazone inhaler 200 mcg twice daily, and theophylline 300 mg twice daily. Mrs. W has recently undergone successful H. pylori eradication therapy, which has been confirmed by carbon-urea breath test. Mrs. W smokes 10 cigarettes a day, has a body mass index of 35, and does not drink alcohol.
Yes, Nagappa sir, is it okay?
Can I have male?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Please, sir.
Yes, Mrs. W, a 53-year-old woman, has had gastrointestinal acid-related disorders, which was diagnosed by endoscopy. She has a history of asthma, hypertension, and duodenal ulcer. Her current drug therapy includes amlodipine 10 milligrams in the morning, salbutamol inhaler 2 puffs as required, beclomethasone inhaler 200 micrograms twice daily, and theophylline 300 milligrams twice daily. She has recently undergone a successful H. pylori eradication therapy, which has been confirmed by carbon-urea breath test. She smokes 10 cigarettes a day, has a body mass index of 35, and does not drink alcohol.
Thank you. Now I think case is clear, isn't it? So, can we move to the next slide? How do we solve this case as a pharmacy in the pharmacy practice? Have the next slide, please. So we have to categorize this case into three aspects. One is lifestyle aspects, second is the drug aspects, and then the disease aspects. So what are the lifestyle aspects? So our BMI is very high, 35, you know the risk of BMI, and you usually go on scaring the patient. So don't, you have to, your weight is very high, you have to cut down weight and all, but we don't tell them how to cut down the weight. We always look for the drug molecules. So this is one of the mistakes what we do is, but we also know that she has she had a GORD, gastro oral reflux disorder. So wherein the acid will bomb from the stomach to the esophagus, and the acid is very strong, around pH 2, and it causes very painful situation. So we all know that nicotine is the worst drug in the treatment, worst habit which aggravates the GORD conditions. So what we should tell her that instead of 10, you reduce it to 5 and count the episodes per day. How many times you felt the burning sensations. So when you offer this, she will definitely try to do that, and she reduces her cigarettes from 10 to 5. So as the nicotine content has come down, and GORD episodes also will come down. So at this point, the patient will realize that yes, this person who is talking to me, who has given me advice, is a learned person, and I must obey him. So like that, we have to correlate. Intelligently, we have to correlate, and then advise the patients. This is the very important thing in the patient counseling. Next aspect is the drug factors. See, she has been given amlodipine. What for? For the treatment of hypertension. She is also given theophylline. What for? For the treatment of the asthma, isn't it? So, amlodipine is a calcium channel blocker. It's medicinal chemistry. Who knows? Whether doctors know, the nurse know? No. They don't study this. They are not aware. So, as a result of it, they have prescribed the medicine, thinking that this is going to do good to the patient because BP has to be managed. We know that in the portfolio of BP management, there are 10 different class of drugs, isn't it? 10 different class of drugs, and there are some drugs which are not at all acting on the muscles, isn't it? So, for example, diuretic. If diuretic is prescribed, she will, her BP also comes under control and will not affect the muscles. So this amlodipine, it will cause the sphincter tone to relax. When the sphincter gets open due to amlodipine, again the acid will bump up. The sphincter should be closed tightly, so it should not be loosened. So when you give amlodipine, it gets loosened and makes the havoc. So we have to tell the doctor, she is having this GORD, please prescribe her any other drug other than the calcium channel blockers or the drugs which are going to affect the system. And theophylline also. Theophylline, we know that chemistry, it is the cousin of caffeine, isn't it? It is the cousin of caffeine structurally. So we know that it is also going to have the same effect as the caffeine. So theophylline also causes the acid gastric irritation, and also causes the acid to secrete, and acid, when more acid is there, it is going to burn the thing. Then we can help the doctor in similarly in the management of asthma also there are so many drugs. So those that can be prescribed instead of this. So this type of insight or the having a knowledge about this, about drugs, chemistry, what drugs is suitable for the patient for that condition, we can be a better judge than the doctor or nurse. So we can't write the prescription, we can't change the prescription, we can't criticize the doctors. Mahadev Bhatt has explained it very clearly. Why? Because you should make when you want to live in the water, don't make the crocodile your enemy. So we have to diplomatically we have to alert the doctor, please change these two things, which is going to help the quality of life of the patient. Then further what happens, we know that the disease factors. So because many asthma, especially in the ORD patients, asthma is a comorbidity. In such cases, what will happen? The acid, which is earlier in the earlier history, she would have developed asthma. It may be acid triggered asthma, because acid which is coming into the esophagus will definitely have an entry into the lungs, and gradually she would have developed allergy for that acid. So now her condition is improved now, because H. pylori eradication has been confirmed by carbon-urea blood test. What is carbon-urea blood test? They will feed the urea to the patient, which is radio labeled. You know, we cannot metabolize urea. Human beings do not metabolize urea because we don't have an enzyme called as urease. Whereas H. pylori has an enzyme called as urease, and if it is there, then it will metabolize. Then the radio-labeled carbon dioxide will be detected in the breath. So when there is a negative presence of radio-labeled carbon in the breath, it confirms that the treatment is successful and she is not having any more the H. pylori infection. So now our duty is to give a P flow meter, small handheld pen-like device. In that, the patient will blow it, and we can record the respiratory volumes. Because the asthma is about respiratory volumes, So the respiratory volumes, if it is more than cut off, then patient don't have asthma. If it is having less than respiratory volume cutoff point, then she is having asthma. So in your investigation, evaluation, you found that asthma is not there in the patient, because her condition has improved and her respiratory volumes have improved. So now you can tell the same thing to the doctor. Doctor, I have evaluated the asthma of the patient by that device, spirometer. You can also do it. Doctor also will do, and you will also find it that there is no asthma for that. Don't and then there will be lot of de-prescribing of the drugs. All asthmatic drugs will be de-prescribed because you are told the doctor that she is not having asthma. Doctor confirmed in his own clinic by giving her the respiratory volume measurement, and then there also he finds it. So now, what a big service, what a big insight by the pharmacist can be done. So please, friends, don't limit yourself. Don't think that your knowledge, whatever knowledge, don't use it for only industry. Please also use it for your patients who come across you. Can I have the next slide, please? Some photos are there, then I will go into end this. Yeah, home medication review, I explained you how we did it. Can I have the next slide, please? All the things we have to remove our inhibitions. We suffer from inhibitions. Pharmacists, inferiority complex and inhibitions. Can I have the next slide, please? I explained about this. We have to struggle hard, strive, make into the patient-oriented approach from the product-oriented approach. Can I have the next slide, please? So patient-centric care is very important, and we are the team members, nurses, doctors, and the other healthcare professionals, and all also we have to serve the patient, make his quality of life improved, not that he consumes more drugs. That's not the important thing. Yeah, can I have next slide, please? Pharmacist is a team player, and we must join the team and we must participate in the healthcare of the patients all across the country. Whether you work in the industry, whether you work in the drug control department, anyway you are all registered pharmacists. Registered for what? For making the patient's life better. Please don't forget that punchline. Leave your inhibition, leave your inferiority complex. What will happen? See, you are in the advisory role. Nothing bad can happen to you if you advise some patient, and advices are not going to backfire. Please understand this very much. Yeah, next slide, please. 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 Yeah. This is the actually thing which we practice. Home medication review. We used to visit patients' home and we used to measure their BP and help them, and they were so happy. And few more photos are there. So Saturday, Sunday, half day, you please dedicate an obligation to help the public health. So you go there, law does not forbid it because pharmacy practice regulation clearly mentions that you must do. It's mandatory for the pharmacist to work on. This is what the things are there. So we have to make use of this opportunity and we must get a popular image. When you help the people, people are going to recognize you and people are going to respect you. People are going to pay you also. Not that you don't pay them. Next slide, please. Nobody wants the free service, you know. So this is also another patient. Yeah. Can I have the next slide, please? Can I have the, they're all students, and along we used to go there, homes, and we used to provide services. And every 15 days once, for 3 months we used to visit. And in 3 months, our idea was to make the patient self-care to maximum extent. You give them the knowledge in 3 weeks, and then see that they also become aware of their conditions and how to manage their conditions. So this is very important and hidden agenda of the pharmacy practice uh, uh, process. Can I have the next slide, please? So this is what the patients show. And then patients also, when we visit them, they welcomed us, they liked us, and they respected us. And as we are from NGO, we are not collecting any money from them. When they realized that, then they also wanted to do something good to us. So they said that next week my daughter's birthday is there, or next week my betrothal ceremony is there. Like that, personally functions they used to call us, and we are so much happy to see happiness in their face. You know, this is how the give and take policy works on. Yes, sir. Next slide. Next slide. So benefits of HMR, home medication review. Pharmacists, of course, we will get an identity and we get a survival, we get a more job. How many patients are there in this world, in our country? How many patients are using drugs? For all the drugs they are used, we need a pharmaceutical care for them. Yeah. Then the patients improve their quality of life, and also they feel happy that the drugs what they are using is not going to harm them. They get security. So all these advantages we are going to get. Next slide, please. So to government saves a lot of money on this. That's why in the US, Australia, and Canada, they monetarily support the pharmacy practice. Yeah. These are all the academic studies, those who are interested in academic studies. We have the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. So there are so many studies we have. Those things, the studies on home medication reviews. Can I have the next slide, please? Yes. Yes. Yeah. So the bottleneck is our own inhibition, our own lack of confidence, inferiority complex by all of us. We have to get rid of this and visit the patient. Patient may be next sitting to you in your own home. Your mother may be having blood pressure. What are you doing for your knowledge? Why you are not sharing your knowledge? This is my basic question. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. So I'm finished. Thank you very much for patient hearing.
Thank you so much, Nagappa sir. Now we'll move to the Q&A session. Participants, do you have, if you have any queries, you can ask Nagappa sir. He will be explaining you about things related to pharmacy practice, how you can do different things in community pharmacy setup. If you have any queries, please unmute yourselves and also keep your queries in the chat box as well. వస్తుంది కదా రావట్లేదా మీరు ఇందాక మాట్లాడారు కదా వచ్చింది కదా కేస్ స్టడీ మీరు వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేసుకొని తిరగండి అటు ఇటు
Sir, don't worry. I'll take care of them.
I guess someone is trying to ask a question. Please, can you
Yes,
repeat it?
sir. Yes, sir.
Recording stopped.
Yeah, what is the question, sir?
వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఆన్ చేసుకున్నా అలాగే అటు ఇటుగా తీసుకుంటారు బాగుంది Sir, we didn't get any questions even in the chat box as well. So shall we conclude the session, sir? Nagappa, sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, now I request Dr. Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, to deliver vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we conclude today's insightful webinar, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Dr. Mahadev Bhatt and Dr. Anantha Naik Nagappa. Dr. Mahadev Bhatt, your talk on community connect, entrepreneurship, concept in pharmacy was equal. Your
Recording
journey
in
through various
progress.
sectors of pharmacy has been remarkable. The key points are emphasis on labeling, 5 R's, data versus analysis, real-time practical experience, social pharmacy responsibilities in usage, appropriate medications, significance of nutraceuticals and food alternatives. Your commitment to patient care and community service exemplifies the true spirit of pharmacy. We are grateful for the wisdom and perspective you have shared, sir. Our second session, Dr. Anant Naik Nagappa, your presentation on the Community Connect, Pharmaceutical Care Everywhere, significance of pharmacy practice, regulations, and also emphasis on regulations, duties of registered pharmacists to their patients, and also the pharmaceutical care clinic, and even home medication reviews are very insightful. Your extensive research and dedication in advancing the field are truly inspiring, sir. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience with us today. A special thank you to all the participants for your presence and active participation throughout the session. Your presence enriches our discussions and fosters a vibrant learning environment. My sincere thanks to our management, our beloved chairman, Sri Marri Laxman Reddy Garu, Secretary Ms. Shreya Reddy and Sri Rashekar Reddy, Principal Dr. N. Jyoti and Vice Principal Dr. Arunab Malik for their constant guidance and support. And I also thank to the coordinators, Dr. S. Balamurali and Mrs. Samyukta Mehta for their tireless effort in ensuring the success of this webinar. I thank for giving me this opportunity to present the vote of thanks for today's session. So let us carry forward the insights we gained today and continue to innovate and collaborate in our fields. Thank you once again to our speakers, to everyone involved in making this webinar a success. Thank you. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Rajeshwari ma'am, for your nice vote of thanks. So finally, sir, on behalf of MLR Institute of Pharmacy, I thank very much Dr. Mahadev Bhatt sir and Dr. Nagappa sir for joining us today and shared your valuable experience and insights related to our community pharmacy as well as pharmacy practice. Thank you very much, sir, Nagappa sir. Participants, you will be receiving a feedback link to your registered email IDs by today evening. Please fill the feedback form so that you can receive your e-certificate. You will receive e-certificate within 340 to 4 days. Please cooperate with us. Kindly fill the feedback form which you receive in your registered email IDs. Thank you once again. Thank you one and all. Sir Nagappa sir, thank you once again, sir, for joining us.
Okay. Just I'm waiting for you
Yes, sir,
to
yes.
visit.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Please, sir.
Recording stopped.